Welcome, everybody, to the Silent Hill Ascension pre-show. I'm one of your hosts, Eduardo, and I'm joined here by the always lovely Layla, who will run all of you for the run of show.
I will. Welcome, everybody. You're joining us here for the pre-show because it is, what time? 5:40 p.m. Pacific. In about 20 minutes at 6 p.m. Pacific, you will get to see today's episodes of Silent Hill Ascension. And then you'll come right back here after the endorsing for the post-show. Eduardo, for the folks who might not know what Ascension is and are just joining us today, would you mind telling them what's going on?
Sure, of course. So again, as a lot of you know here, that Silent Hill Ascension is a socially interactive streaming series where all of you collectively shape and experience its ever-evolving story. You collaborate and compete with others to try to make the choices you want to see occur. When those decisions end, as they end, that choices can. That's the version of the show everyone sees, and it's a canon story shaped by you, the participating audience, day after day. So, well, you're literally making the show as we go. So a good way to do that is we're going to have our setup scene, and this is going to be a nice little break for Layla and myself because you get. I would say if you wanted to put popcorn for 3 minutes in the microwave, this is a great time because what's happened here is you're going to see the last scene that happened on Friday. Rachel and Astrid meet and learn the true motivations of the Herald and the impending arrival of the great empath. So please enjoy.
Okay.
We have to keep moving. That thing is...
It's been following me too.
For the moment, at least. She looks like Aurora.
So you're the one my sister has spoken of. How is little Orson?
She and her sister are behind all of this.
So maybe you're not as stupid as I thought.
We can't let her go.
I'm afraid we're in this labyrinth together. Until you do what must be done.
The Heralds want to bring on the Withering. That's why they're doing all of this.
I still don't understand.
They took our kids to make us suffer.
To bring about his coming. Hello, sister. My dear Barbara.
Who's coming, Aurora?
The one who will redeem us. The one who will take up all our anguish and free us from it. The great empath. We will not be deprived of him any longer. I must open myself to eternity. Please, Astrid, help me get there.
Help you? Why would I ever help you?
Because we'll both get what we want.
Is that your god?
No. Another emissary, a precursor to our true savior. Consider him a tool.
A tool for what? We're tired of all your cryptic bullshit. Just tell us what you want.
My body stands before the altar, and that creature is the knife. I just need some help falling onto it. So, give me a push. Just a push.
You want me to...
I am a willing lamb, but it will be all the more potent if you lead me to slaughter. So do it.
Don't listen to her, Astrid. It's what she wants us to do.
She'll do it because she wants me dead. As revenge for what I did to you, to your family.
If you want to die, die. But I'm not like you. I would never...
Stop running away from what you really want. There's no saving me. There's no saving anyone. Become Astrid. Become who you're supposed to be.
Astrid, she's lying to you.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoy that. Just need a little bit of a push there. Now, our iconic scene of the week is going to be on as well. This is where kind of Eric and Rachel catch up. Rachel lets Eric know about Barbara. Eric lets Rachel know about Krista. And honestly, they become better parents through the divorce. Very nice moment here that we're going to have here as we, let's kind of discuss the story so far, right? We had the scene where the big one from Friday, right? Where Aurora's like, look, I'm kind of like on the border of this cliff, and I don't really want to jump. I'd prefer it if you help me out, which a little bit of a selfish request there.
A little bit, yeah. I would say as a person who constantly threatens like wild. My favorite thing, if for my coworkers, is if I get mildly inconvenienced, I threaten to walk into a lake with concrete shoes on. But that's by my power. That's my own 2 feet lifting those little concrete slippers. Aurora over here is requesting a little push, and that's a lot to ask of someone, especially someone whose kid you kidnapped.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you want this anyways, right? But like, I'm not convinced, and we will talk about that, right? Because that's like the big decision kind of closing tonight. But like focusing on this scene that's like right here with us, Layla. I like this scene so much, the one between Eric and Rachel here, because it's kind of like Rachel still has like some of her previous moments in this, right? At the end, she's like, you're not taking my daughter away from me. But Eric's become a better man. He's now a father, cares deeply about his daughter. And he's like, no. You're doing the right thing here. I'm protecting. It doesn't matter that we're not together. That we're separated. We're still together in this. I still want to make things right because it's what's right. I really liked it for that.
Again, fan of divorce. Sometimes divorce is for the best, right? Because once you've kind of removed the struggling for the marriage, now you can focus on the child. And I think in there, you're right, Eric has found a slightly stronger spine on which to support himself. I was going to say on which to stand, not how anatomy works. But yeah, I also... listen, I haven't... Ian is wonderful, but he didn't quite win me back as hard as he maybe won some of our audience members back. And that's Ian, with love from me to you. You're an angel, but, I separate the art from the artist.
That's fair enough. On the other side, for me, I'm like, you know what? He's doing the right decision rather than something like kind of like, just kind of like having a spine for no, reason. But like, here's the thing, right? We got somebody who may or may not have a spine by the time we finish tonight. That's the decision closing today. Layla, if you can walk us through that one.
Absolutely. So over in Norway, we got, what will Astrid decide for Aurora's ultimate fate? Will she A, keep her alive? This is the redemption path. Watch her die, suffering path. A lot of watching in the suffering paths, if we recall. Or then C, push her to her death, the damnation path. Just a little nudge.
Yeah, probably not what's going to happen tonight, Layla, because I'm looking at it. Damnation's far. Suffering's the one that like is getting a little bit of a push from the audience right now, watching her die. But of redemption here, clearly ahead with keeping her alive. Now, I actually don't know this scene. This isn't like a spoiler or anything. Like Layla does, but I don't. So like I'm actually wondering on the keep her alive what might happen, because she has a death wish clearly here. So like what does keep her alive end up as is I think if that's the one that goes through tonight, I am actually really curious to see how that pans out, Layla, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you don't know what happens and I don't remember what happens because it's been more than 2 hours since I've seen the scene. And as we've discussed, Layla has the knowledge, but where did she leave it? Who's to say? Yeah, I'm also curious to see, first of all, we've seen some last minute upsets here on Silent Hill Ascension, but also I'm very curious to see if it's a straightforward keep her alive, or as we've seen previously, it's a well-intentioned try, Yeah,
I tried. No, that would be the best. I tried really hard to make it to work, but fortunately, she slipped out of my grasp.
I'm gonna paint you a word picture. In my dreams, the way this scene goes is just like the end of Mean Girls, where Astrid tries to stop Aurora and they kind of get pulled back into the normal world, and then Aurora gets hit by a bus.
Oh, that'd be, yeah, that's fair enough. I don't, public transportation usually safer, but not in Aurora's case. I could very well see that. Aside from that, I like that Astrid's deciding for Aurora, but Barbara's kind of hanging around. She's like, she's chilling. Rachel let her go. Aurora was the one that was on top and then is going to probably get run under the bus, so to speak. But Barbara was attached and now she's free. So it's kind of funny on seeing that mirror reversal. But Layla, Pennsylvania, speaking of Barbara here, right? The production team's going to put that up on screen. Let's talk about our story so far there.
Absolutely. So, story so far in Pennsylvania, which we start with Eric. He made the choice to reject Krista's offer of Ascension. He rejected her bedroom advances. He rejected her Ascension advances. This is the point at which I personally would give up. Eric's fears that Faith is becoming evil are inflamed after he and Rachel witnessed her about to bloodlet Barbara in the basement of all places. Rachel makes a decision about what tactics she'll use to coax information out of Barbara. Rachel Wick down there, right? She is pistol whipping, she's doing stunts, she's doing everything she can, while I believe the chat said looking like an insurance broker.
Yeah, true action hero, right there with Rachel for sure. And the thing for me, when you're saying Krista should give up at this point, fair enough. Went through a lot. Eric basically said yes to Krista, but only because it involves everybody else. He's like, no, I don't want to be alone with her. It's fine if there's 20-ish people at the same time. That's okay. That's a social gathering. There's different context there. But
he seems
not into that.
He seems to be more amicable to group activities. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's why, maybe with Barbara, that was one option I would have liked to see is they both do it, divorce but together. But, he was a good father again in that sense of no, I'll take Faith while you deal with the bitch downstairs. So very much on top of the parenting game right there. But I thought, Rachel releasing Barbara, kind of an interesting tactic. The audience chose it. And we'll discuss that in the post show. We talk about the choices that you as the audience made. Because I remember that scene when it aired, and that was a very bloodthirsty audience.
Yeah, they were really looking for violence in new and descriptive ways. Personally speaking, my question, Eduardo, is does the Foundation have a class on restraint? A lot of people seem to know how to tie some secure knots. Now, listen, this is also the Foundation. So, maybe there's some uses for knots there, but...
you're right. No, it must be part of the education, right? No, you're right. If the Foundation has the merging ceremony, it's important to educate your members, and we all can appreciate good lessons in how to tie let's say things, people, whatever it is. It's important. It's knowledge that is critical and valuable because, unlike Norway, where Carl knew how to do snares, in Pennsylvania, they don't have that need. So it's important to learn tie. But that's the thing, right? In Norway, we also have a story going on. Our production team is going to put that up on screen for you as Layla. You can run us through.
Absolutely. So far in Norway, Nils shares his concern that Orson is acting like Ava and wants to tell the boy the truth about Ava's crimes. Aurora, the Herald, claims eating a mysterious root is the key to understanding what happens to Orson. It could be the root of all their problems, so to speak. And then Rachel and Astrid converge again and learn the true motivations of the Heralds. What a reveal, man. Those two ladies standing next to each other, because again, we've never seen them in the same scene before, so if I hadn't been there in the room when we were talking about how similar their faces should be and going through those iterations, I'm a little face blind. I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, but at least we got that solved, right? As Astrid and Rachel met up, so did the monsters of Barbara and Aurora at the same time, which was good for everybody. I did by the way, the audience choosing the eat the root path. They're well, some good entertainment. It's important to eat your vegetables.
Yeah, get some tuber in there, get some carrot or whatever, a little bit of hallucinogenic Ascension root. Why not? I'll all part of a healthy, balanced diet, right? You can. What if you could also maybe microdose the root, see what that does for you. I feel like there's a lot of avenues for play here for Astrid and Aurora and Barbara, and maybe Rachel could get in on it too. Maybe it could be therapeutic. You never know.
No, that's reasonable. And remember, Astrid did reject Aurora's pills because she's dodgy pills, but a little bit of natural ingredients, a little better for the spirit, I guess there. But I mean, we're burying the lead there. Faith and Orson were a little bit calm and a little bit on their parents' side. Did not seem so much at the end of last week.
No, we're starting to see, how should I put this? Some shadows in the children, perhaps. Some perhaps ill intent beyond the usual lashing out of children. They usually act out a little bit, doing some stuff. I would say bloodletting is maybe a step up from what I'd want to see in a child, speaking as an aunt of two young boys,
That's reasonable. Knife or the gun, I don't think either is great, especially given what they're trying to do with those things. But that's the thing, the children are taking action, just as you, the audience, will be taking, sorry about the horrible segue, just as you, the audience, will be taking action in our upcoming endurance scene. Mm-hmm. And Layla's going to go through, what those are.
I will. First, Johnny Zombie Boy said it could be the root of all evil. Johnny Zombie Boy, I think you're on your pun game all the time, so I see you, sir. The hat's off. As far as the endurance, when the endurance scene starts, you will have to time your inputs to the actions you see on screen to help our character. Collective success means that the character's hope will rise, otherwise it will fall. If a character fails enough endurance scenes, they may not survive future encounters, leading to their permanent death in the story. These endurance scenes are one of the best places to earn large amounts of influence points. Remember, success or failure is a part of the collective story and not an individual judgment, unless you've opted in to the Layla and Noah individual judgment auntie plan. So, the show is coming up on us here, Eduardo. So if people want to opt into that plan, they have a couple seconds to send their vibes to me and Noah. But otherwise, my guy...
I like how it's a plan now. I like how there's a plan for the judgy aunties. That's news to me, but potentially welcome news to the audience. But yeah, Layla, we're starting the show soon. So, what did we... what was last week about, and what can our audience look forward to this week?
Oh, my goodness gracious. What are we looking for? Orson had a gun, first of all. Nils is not having a good time about the fact that Orson has the gun, and neither is Britt. Meanwhile, Astrid and Rachel keep meeting, and this time they've discovered that both of their plagues are women-shaped, and one of those women wants to die now, so that'll be something. And then over in Pennsylvania, we got little Faith bloodletting, and Eric finally kind of coming into his fatherhood, for better or for worse, while Krista's pursuits of him are a little fruitless. So, you got any thoughts about any of that, Eduardo?
All I know is that the show is starting in a little more than a minute. That I hope you at all, wherever you are around the world, I hope you have a great time. Again, as a reminder, after the show, after the Endure scene, Layla and myself will be back. We will break down what you saw, and you'll be in a delightful company. So get a cozy blanket during the horror that will unfold, and then we'll kind of break it down, right? Share some stories, make sure that we compassionately go through what we just saw. So please do enjoy the show. For Layla, this was also Eduardo. We're signing off for now, but we'll see you in just a bit. Take care.